And thanks for logging on. Today we're discussing the FP Journe Octa Sport Indy 500 limited edition. One of 99 pieces originally constructed. You can see this aluminum 42mm 5-day automatic FP Journe and purchase it on our website. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you enjoy these videos, and please click on the card in the upper right hand corner of the screen at any time during this video to see our full listing for this watch with additional accessories included, high resolution images for your desktop, and naturally complete pricing details for this Octa Sport Indy 500. Now the watch on my wrist has an imposing stance for an FP Journe. Bigger than the standard 40mm option size, the Line Sports are built in a 42mm case, and this one, with a beautiful black PVD case over aluminum, is a spectacular vision and an almost preternaturally light presence on the wrist. So 42mm across the round of the case, not including the crown. It is a wonderfully slim timepiece, 11mm, but because of the generously domed bezel, it wears thinner than that. Your cuff will easily ramp up and over it. Now from lug to lug, the best way to measure it is from the link outermost on each extremity of the case. When measured from link to link, side to side, you get a measurement of 49mm, which is modern but not precisely oversized by current standards. Now the watch is very, very light. Aluminum case, aluminum bezel, aluminum clasp, aluminum movement, and a natural vulcanized rubber strap. This one sits lightly on the wrist, and you can see no expense was spared in detailing, with a rubber overlay atop the FP Journe marquee. And of course, he invented it and he created it. But internally, you'll note a frosted finish to the aluminum is beautiful, and the aluminum itself ensures that this watch, top and bottom, feels absolutely weightless. Now, design is never overlooked, as even on the underside, FP Journe features corporate marquee interlocking F&P crest that helps to elevate the strap somewhat above the wrist and serves as a ventilation channel. You can also see there's an evacuated portion so that sweat, moisture, and grit can escape the wrist on hot days. Now the case itself features deposited black aluminum, and you can also see that it's protected by rubber bumpers on both sides, a prescient move as it provides the watch with pretty much all aspect protection between the strap, top and bottom, and the bumpers side to side. Now you'll also note that the watch is effectively all about the dial. As viewed from the front, the case pretty much melts away. Now the dial is spectacular with a vintage style railroad track outboard, but everything else is highly modern. You can see the classical Journe font about the Arabic numerals, and all of them are luminescent, so the watch glows in spectacular fashion. You can see the luminescent biomorphic Journe style hands at center, and there's abundant use of color. You can see black, you can see the light, almost lime coloration of the luminova that's used, as well as the highlights of red and the shock of white on the sub-seconds register. Now the watch does feature a power reserve to denote how much of the 5 days of reserve are still available, and a double-digit date that impressively features flush numerals and a quick set. Now on the back, you can see the means by which you quick set that date. This is the FP Journe aluminum caliber 1300.3. 5 days of power reserve, beats away at 3 Hz or 21,600 vibrations per hour. Now it is timed and adjusted in 5 positions, and boldly, FP Journe engraves chronometer on the movement in spite of the fact that it has not been through the COSC. As far as I know, FP Journe is the only manufacturer that flouts the standard of identity for a chronometer in Switzerland and gets away with it. Is the watch any less accurate than a chronometer? No way. FP Journe has in-house standards that easily exceed the COSC. Purely as a matter of pride, he withholds his watches from testing. But you'll also note that the watch features aesthetic cues that take advantage of the silvery sheen of the aluminum to good effect. Circular Côte de Genève across the bridges. You'll note that there is a tight and even perlage pattern across the base plate. And you'll note that FP Journe opens up the space between the bridges to show more of the base plate than you'll typically see on an automatic watch. This is a remarkably visible automatic movement. Oftentimes these are obscured beneath automatic winding bridges and rotors. FP Journe's 1300 is remarkably visible and a feast for the eyes. Now, of course, 99 of these watches were made, but 29 of them featured the highly controversial Indy 500 graphic at 3 o'clock, which leaves 70 examples in this style that feature the Line Sport Indy 500 dial graphics, coloration, size, case coloration, case bumpers, and sensibility. But the bottom line is, with only 99 total and 70 in this particular configuration, you're probably never going to see another one.